We're rolling. Is this it? Is this thing on? All right, fellas, we just had a busy day at the office doing a final round of interviews, or at least nearly, like the short list of interviews for TDM Gym. So that took most of the day, but we've got some really, really good candidates now. So I'm gonna head down to TDM Gym because today we had the builders in and it's starting to come together.
Work to work, you late to work, I highlight and they send it. You know my pride was colder than Chicago.
Oh, here we are at what will be TDM Gym. Pulled up in style. Probably for the last time because I won't be able to pull up that call again. But as far as the building site goes, we're making some progress. We've got over the back here now, things starting to take shape for the first time ever, which is amazing. I'm so gassed. This is my first time building my own thing, you know, like we've bought the gyms, we've built online business, great, you know, amazing achievement, super proud, but I've never actually taken something from the ground up. So that's what this is all about. Super, super exciting. And I just popped down to check in and just check the sizing with the guys just because they're going to be in tomorrow, building that up for kind of the final time and locking it in. So I'm just going to confirm with them we're okay, and then we're going to take that car back because I haven't got enough miles to keep driving it around. So I'm going to drop it back now because the rental company will shout at me, right? And swap it for something else and then go to the gym, to the actual gym, and train.
I ain't tripping, I don't wanna lose count. Talking my shit, it was just us, bitch. Fuck it up, drive, having my rap.
Good morning. So this is We're Buying a Kit. This is where we keep all of the excess kit that we bring over from the US or kit that we find here in the UK that we sell. I thought you guys might be quite interested in understanding exactly how this business actually works. So gym equipment is quite a niche thing, right? And not a lot of people really know their kit. But because I've got a weird obsession with gym equipment and I seem to know every piece from every line, from every brand, from every corner of the globe, near enough, I ended up becoming pretty good at spotting kit that was undervalued and being able to get it to people that value it and make a profit in the process. Now, for a lot of people that don't go to the gym, I can totally appreciate that gym equipment is gym equipment. For those of you that are interested in understanding a little bit more about where the appreciation may come from or where the actual desirability for certain machines comes from, I'll give you a 30-second explanation. So the first thing is heritage. There's a lot of machines in here from brands like Flex Fitness, very iconic, trained on by the golden era greats, people that have made that equipment famous in film tapes and all sorts of stuff from way back when they used to train. And essentially it's more for people that have just watched a certain thing growing up and they want to imitate it in the way they train. So if Ronnie Coleman or Arnold trained on a machine, in a video they watch, they want to train on the same machine. So there's a little bit of an iconic status to those machines for that reason. And there's also just a little bit of history in general based on how old the piece is. This is the Nautilus Super Pullover. This is manufactured in 1969, released in 1970, the year that Arnold won his first ever Olympia, and as a result, super iconic, really desirable, and a great investment piece. Aside from that, it is just a case of, if we turn around, what is actually good. This is Strive, which is essentially the old classic bodybuilding brand that newer brands like Prime have adopted the IP of and made a modern brand. But because this is just genuinely really good, it's really well built, it weighs a couple hundred kilos without the stack even considered, that's why this is a really, really good piece. But what that means is that because we've got a few different ways of finding kit, from local gyms that we clear out to people that don't know what they've got on Facebook Marketplace to importing from different countries around the world, we have the pick of the bunch in terms of making our equipment in our gyms the best that they can be. Gym Unities have gone from being budget Pure Gym competitors to now being even cheaper than Pure Gym and an incredible bodybuilding gym in the process, and TDM Gym will be the best gym in the UK and possibly the best gym in the world.
I know you see it, girl. This ain't sitting real good in my soul.
Just got back to the office, finished up with We're Buying a Kit, dressed for the occasion today because the rest of the day is focused on Gym Unity. We've got the management meeting taking place, so I'm going to start preparing the slides, going through the things I want to cover in today's meeting, and then hopefully deliver that for an efficient meeting in 2 hours' time.
Everywhere this little girl goes, she pick up another obstacle.
Thursday morning and we're at the gym again. Today we've got some really big developments. This is your male changing. You're going to come through the door here and you are now in the male changing. Your urinal's in the corner, 3 showers along there, cubicles there, mirrors in the corner, and then this would be through into spa this way. That's going to be the female. They meet again in the corridor and they come into the spa here. We've got an 8-person sauna, probably a 6-person steam and ice on the ends. And then this is probably the most exciting bit. On the end here, this is going to be the posing room. This would be the judge seating here. So obviously this is a mirrored wall. Now the judge seating is obviously on ground level, but the stage, which is entered that side, is on, well, stage height, roughly a meter, whatever that looks like. And that's going to be a complete replica of a stage with proper stage lighting. So that's going to be absolutely awesome. So all of the machines are underneath here right now because, of course, painters may splash paint or they may get damaged by the process of building the unit. And so they're covered up, but I need to get inside to get a video for the powder coaters. So I'm just gonna head in. It's pretty cool under here, man. I'm being in a tent. Well, this is interesting to say the least. Okay, Jack, so I guess the example of what I'm referring to is here with the Nautilus Nitro, the actual color of the So where we're en route to today is actually a pretty exciting place because I'm going to drive an Aston Martin DB5, a 1975 Vantage, and a DB9 today, which is quite exciting because I'm a big Aston Martin fan. You guys know I've had a DBS Superleggera. It meant a lot to me. I actually had to sell that car because it didn't become a financially great decision. In the end, it started to depreciate and I could see that becoming a problem that was going to materialize. At the time that I bought it, I didn't think it would lose any money, and then it started losing money quite quickly, so I just got out of it where I could. But I really, really liked it, and I really like Aston Martin as a brand, and I will absolutely own more. I'm at the moment even looking at, a Mark II, I think 2010 roughly, DBS. So I'm definitely big into my Aston Martins and quite excited to go and see this one today. Well, these three, and drive them and get that experience, because I mean, any guy who's watched James Bond can appreciate how cool it is to go and drive a DB5, and it's not something that you get to do every day. These cars, at least the good ones, are 800k now. I can't speak for what this one's going to look like. It's one of those sort of test drive days where you go and experience it. I was actually given this as a gift, so that's super cool, and I think we're going to have a really good time.
I've been placing my value off relevance in your life. Promise I'll be okay. Tell me that I'll be straight. Honestly, this been feeling like some shit that I can't shake. I need power to be.
You know what, to be honest, considering that these sort of events, and typically for people that haven't driven those cars before, so therefore their confidence is quite low, and people put a lot of precautions in place to run these events quite slowly. I always knew it wasn't going to be like super thrilling, but actually them cars were pretty good. Of course, the DB5 wasn't a DB5, it was a S2000, I think, probably. So in terms of how that compares to the real thing, of course, I still don't know, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to go. So in that respect, I was a little disappointed, but the S2000 still drove really, really well, as did the DB9. The Vantage was a little challenging to drive, but the DB9 was actually really, really good. Anyway, enough of that now. We're going to get quick Perifinos, and I'm going to go and try and find my old barbell that I squatted a record on, because it's not too far from here. So, quick pit stop at Perifino. If you know, you know. I've been eating Perifino on the reg since I was probably 17. I remember they opened one in, I think it might have been Edgbaston that was first, or if not, the one I remember was on the Chester Road in Birmingham. Unbelievable. Really, really good food. And it's relatively healthy as well. If you get cheese and halloumi like I do, not so much. But if you just get double chicken and pasta, it's actually good macros as well.
Present. Teach me how to stop deflecting every time you show affection. See my ego break.
All right, all digested. And now we're at Will Clare Fitness Club. We're going to go and see if we can try and find this barbell. I don't know if it's actually even still here. I just heard through the grapevine that it is. For those who watched my channel years and years ago, I used to train at Central Gym in kind of Garrett's Green, Marston Green, that area. And it's not too far from here. And when that shut down, I believe this place bought all of the barbells and racks and things like that, but some of them have sentimental value, so I'm going to go and see if I can find them.
Break to pieces every time I stand corrected. Hate, I gotta bump my head to fully understand the.
Well, actually, that was a bit of a success, I think, because some of the bars that they've got in there are bars I recognise straight away. Others a little bit harder. So I could recognise a Bastard squat bar from 10 meters away, but trying to recognize a Kabuki strength bar that doesn't have anything on the end of it is quite hard. But some of these bars, look, a barbell's a barbell. I'll get over it if I can't find them. But while I was passing by, I thought, you know what? Let's try and find them, because then I can put them in the gym, in TDM gym, continue to use them. And I think it's just that little bit cooler. And speaking of TDM gym, we're going to head over there right now because there's been some updates with the contractors. A lot of progress has been made, so we're going to go check that out. All right, here we are, TDM gym. We've got a bit of a structure. We didn't have a structure last time we were here on this channel. What's going on, John? Do you want to walk us through?
Basically, we've got the posing room, that's pretty much finished now.
Big stage lighting. How high actually is the stage?
Make it as high as you want. But we envisage it's going to be about this high.
Yeah, no, that's okay then, yeah. That's all right.
Yeah?
Should we say like
Waist height.
waist height?
Your waist to my waist.
About the same, aren't they? So this is essentially female in here,
Yeah.
and then this would be a wall. So the males come in this way.
Yeah.
And then spa through the back in there. We've got sauna, we've got steam, we've got ice. So this is quite exciting, that's coming together now. We are on Friday at 4 o'clock. This had 0 here on Monday. In fact, I'll show you what it looked like on Monday right now. So we're cool to open the gym next week anyway?
Yeah, of course. Depends on what you want involved with it, but there you go.
It's really, really nice to be able to just see it all coming together. I think I've alluded to before how passionate I am to actually have our own physical project that we're able to build from the ground up, because it's not something that we've ever done in business before. And seeing it all come together in real time every day, turning up and there's a new update with, you know, something that's happened that's hugely different to where it was yesterday is surreal. I'm really enjoying just attending daily and looking at what's going on. And speaking of daily, tomorrow is another important day for TDM Gym, but not in terms of the build, more in terms of picking up more kit. We've got a big collection to go and do from a shipment that's just arrived from the US. So we've got a couple of pieces to go and pick up tomorrow. We've also got some pieces to drop off at powder coat, some of the final pieces that are currently stored at We Buy Any Kit that need to be powder coated in order to come here to go under our tent ready for TDM Gym. So another busy day tomorrow at TDM Gym. And I know a lot of you guys are interested in understanding the dynamic between, you know, the OnlyFans agency, which is what ultimately we started with and how I've made money so far, to the gyms and the equipment and kind of how what I do and how I make money has changed. So during tomorrow, we'll bring you up to speed on how that works. So here we are. Currently just trying some Gym Leco this morning. We've got the van up to Stoke so far, and we're just at A50 Fitness because they just got the new tech contract. I'm quite interested in stocking Gym Leco to some extent. My concern with it is I don't think it looks great. I think it looks, I mean, look at this hack, man. Like, this doesn't give me much faith putting a lot of weight on it, and it looks sort of so skinny and stuff. But at the same time, I know that's not what everything's about, and actually it is a brand that when I have tried it, it is good, and a lot of people like Gym Leco. Let's go check out the warehouse, see how much more logistically efficient they are than we are. Much more efficient than us, man. Our warehouse is an absolute shit show.
Yeah.
A bit of torture. Mr. Tim, I'm sure you'd like this line.
The torture line.
We like things that look like medieval torture devices. So it's been quite a day on the road. We've been over to Derby this morning meeting Jacob from Be Modified. Then we went to A50 Fitness in Stoke. Then up to Manchester to go and check out Flex and Tone today, because that's an amazing gym as well. I really, really like that. Then down to Wrexham now. JP Powders, currently just unloading some of those remaining machines, and then that means the van will be empty. So we're going to head 10 minutes down the road to where a lot of our containers come into from over in the USA, and we'll go and see what we've got in the containers and see what we want to take back with us. Excuse me, well, wonder the tail lifts fucked, you bastard.
You want the kind of love that can make a child.
Right, here we are, we're at Paul's humble abode now. Paul from Ritual Fitness Classics. We import nearly everything through Paul, at least in terms of the very specific stuff. I think with the gym equipment game, a lot of you will know that you just find something somewhere. I might find something in Arkansas in the US, and Paul and his team, George specifically, I think George is awesome, shout out to George. He helps us bring it over and just handles the freight forwarding process. But aside from that, most of the kit is just very niche finds. You know, it's a Facebook marketplace here, it's a gym owner there, it's an unfortunate situation that you take advantage of. That's the rule of thumb.
Wanna be where you are, I just can't walk away, you drive me crazy.
And that's another day, another dollar on the road, buying and selling equipment, dropping to powder coat, picking up a bunch of stuff, checking out local gyms. That's what a day is kind of like for me when I dedicate it to the gym. It's interesting how my life is changing every day at the moment. Some days I'm all in on the agency, other days we're working on the finance product, then we're in current gyms with Gym Unity, then we're out on the road like we are today, preparing to open the best gym in the UK, TDM Gym. So it's just one of those things at the moment where I'm trying to kind of just wear a different hat every day. You know, I'm like a different person. One day I'm a gym owner, then I'm an OF agency owner, and then I'm something else the next day. But if I'm honest, I really love the fact that every day is different, and I love that I'm going back into something like the fitness industry, doing what I love. Equipment has become a passion for me again. I feel like I want to get, you know what, I'm going to say it, I even want to get back into powerlifting somewhat, which is crazy because as a sport for me, powerlifting, it did a lot for me and it also didn't. You know, it gave me my first business, it taught me a lot in terms of my own mental headspace, but at the same time I absolutely battered my skeleton for no money in the sport. So in some respects I kind of love and hate the sport, but what I would say is now we've got TDM Gym, we've got some of the best equipment for powerlifting. I kind of want to get back under the bar and see what's possible. Let me know in the comments, do we bring back the bull powerlifting era? Let me know. And with that said, we're going to head back to the office and do some real work. So we'll see you in the next one.